Hi everyone, my name is Brooke Haggerty. Welcome to today's episode of For the Love of Food. And today we're going to talk about our love of pasta, or should I say, pastaless pasta. Instead of working with traditional spaghetti noodles or linguine noodles today, we're going to be using carrot noodles. Look at these. Spiralizing your vegetables is all the rage now. Everyone does it, and boy howdy, does it make a difference in your calorie count and in your flavor intake as far as I'm concerned. This really just kicks it up a notch and makes it scream fresh, fresh, fresh. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be making a pasta bake today. We're going to be using carrot noodles. We're going to lighten it up. Instead of using beef today, we're going to be using ground turkey. We're going to have some beautiful fresh grape tomatoes here. And then I've also got some gorgeous fresh basil. This is actually from my herb garden. I had an early spring herb garden. I was very excited about that. We're going to have some brie in there, and we're also going to have some fresh grated Parmesan cheese, fresh shaved Parmesan cheese. You know, I always say keep the Parmesan cheese wheel in your refrigerator. It's worth it to spend the extra money on the hard parm. It really and truly is. So let's go ahead and we're going to get started. We're going to this dish is basically going to use 2 pots. You know, I do not like a lot of cleanup time in the kitchen. I want to be enjoying my food, enjoying my friends, enjoying my family, and having a good time with that. So let's stay out of the cleanup area and let's get with the cooking. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn my stovetop on to medium high. Again, this is a convection cooktop, so it does heat up a little bit quicker. So I don't want, if you have a regular cooktop or gas at home or electric, just make sure that you just want your pan to just be hot to the touch. Oh, here we go. I'm going to put a little bit of my spray oil in the bottom. While that heats up, I'm going to start mixing a little bit of magic over here. I've got this gorgeous ground turkey. This is about 3 pounds of ground turkey. I've got some garden herb seasoning. This is a saltless seasoning that you can get very easily at the local grocery store. My favorite lemon pepper. Just a little bit of lemon pepper in there. You know, I love to use lemon in a lot of my cooking because lemon does not mask the flavors of the food. It only enhances it. And then I'm going to use my other favorite, truffle salt, and just a little bit. This is, you know, less than a teaspoon, less than a half a teaspoon, just to really make it nice and earthy with that truffle. So we're going to put this in here, and we're going to mix these all up really well while our stovetop is getting hot. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of tomato paste. This is going to be about a tablespoon of tomato paste. Maybe 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I'm going to mix that right into my turkey. That's by cooking the tomato paste with our turkey and not just mixing it straight with tomatoes. We're going to take a little bit of that tinniness out of the can, the tinniness that you get from the can of tomato paste. And it's going to provide a nice base for us to give a little bit of extra body when we add the fresh tomatoes in there. There we go. Hear that sizzle going. We're going to let our turkey brown. There we go. Our turkey and tomato paste mixture is going to brown in here. And again, you see that we put very little oil in there, just enough from our spray pan, because we want to keep this meal light and fresh and delicious. So we'll let this cook. Let that get nice and brown. While that's getting brown, I'm going to go ahead with these gorgeous grape tomatoes. I'm just going to slice our grape tomatoes down in half. because we want this to be a nice peasant style sauce, nice and rustic with big chunks of tomato. We're going to have the long pieces of carrot noodle going in there. Oh, it's going to be really, really nice. So we'll cook over there as I slice here. I'll go back and forth on these. We'll talk a little bit about these carrot noodles that are over here while I'm slicing these. These carrot noodles, you can do one of two ways. You can do it either with your little hand spiralizer, or there's lots of spiralizing tools out there now that you can buy that are electric. You just plug them in, you stick your vegetable in, and it does it for you automatically. Or you can even do, believe it or not, at the grocery store, they've got everything spiralized for you now. So if you're really looking for a time saver, I suggest going to the local grocery store and doing that. Buying them ready to make. A little more expensive, but if you're just looking to save time, I think that's the way to go. Personally, I like doing it myself. I think it's kind of fun to do. Sort of makes me happy, makes me feel like I'm really getting to know my food well. So my turkey looks like it's doing well over here. I'm going to stir that up for a minute. We just want to get this browned a little bit all around. It doesn't have to cook all the way now because it's going to go into the oven. My oven is preset on 400 degrees convection, so we'll cook a little bit quicker. You can set your oven at home on 450. For a regular oven, it'll cook in just about the same amount of time. I'm going to turn up here. I'm going to start putting my tomatoes in here in just a minute or two. Start putting our tomatoes in there to start cooking down. The juices from the tomato will start to create a nice little sauce in there as well. So let's get a couple of those going. As you can see, I'm doing them long ways. That way, I feel like if you do them long ways, lengthwise, instead of widthwise, you get a little bit, little more bang for your buck as far as visual appeal when you're plating as well. Rather than a short round little thing, you've got this nice long piece. And that's going to complement well the nice long pieces of carrot noodle that we're going to have. So this is going to make a nice little sauce. Again, we don't have to have our turkey cooked all the way because it is going to cook in the oven as well. You can see how bright that is. Let's get the last of these tomatoes done up real quick. And then we're going to add some fresh basil in there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and add some fresh basil in there right now. And you're going to see what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to take the whole stem, the whole basil, stem and everything, and put it right in there. Just for now. Then we're going to pull that out, okay? So don't think that I'm going to be having you eat the stem. But I feel like you get a lot of flavor from the stem in herbs. So why not use it? We'll pull it out before we go ahead and bake it. And then after we bake, we will put some chiffonade, little strips of basil on it. But let's get as much flavor as we can into this. It's looking and smelling delicious in the kitchen already. Oh my gosh, I'm very excited about it. And we're just going to do up the last of these tomatoes. So as I was saying about the carrot noodles, you can use just about any vegetable and spiralize them. Squash and zucchini are big ones that people like to do. Cucumbers, if you're doing a cucumber salad, it's a nice little twist on a traditional cucumber salad. Have a spiralized cucumber instead of your traditional round cuts. Just offer a little different mindset for the eye. And who doesn't like to have something a little bit different to look at? It's like, oh, I kind of like that. That looks interesting. Because remember, food, you eat with your eyes first. So if food is visually interesting to you, more than likely it's going to be a little more pleasing to your palate. So let's go ahead and put these tomatoes down in here. And we're going to, It's making a nice little sauce over here. The basil smells wonderful. The juice from the tomato, you can see it down in there. See that juice coming through there? Fantastic. So we're going to let this continue to work a little bit of magic. While it's working its magic, we're going to go ahead and get our pan ready for the oven. Oh, one thing I forgot. If you want to add a little zing to your dish, a little crushed red pepper. I'm just going to put a little crushed red pepper right in there. Not a lot, just a little bit to give it a little kick. Oh my. Again, this smells fantastic. So, I've got my oven pan here. I'm going to put a little cooking spray in the bottom and around the side so nothing sticks. And I'm going to take my carrot noodles. I'm just going to put them right in there. Simple. You don't need to cook these beforehand because they're going to cook automatically with the juices from the carrot and tomato, the tomato and turkey mix. So we've got that down in there. I'm going to let me slide this over here and we will get some basil ready. Well, you're going to use this to top afterwards. And I talked about using chiffonade or strips of basil. Just what you do with that is you just take your basil, you lay your leaves on top of one another. These are again, this is from I had an early herb garden. Even with all the rain that we've had, somehow the little bits of sunshine that came through gave me some basil. You know, basil and mint seem to run wild through your gardens once they get started. So I rolled that nice and tight like a cigar. And then I just slice it down into strips. Okay, so that it's going to go into our mix. I'm going to put this aside for right now. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to bring my carrot noodles over here. Bring my turkey mix over. I'm going to pull my big pieces of basil out over here and discard those. There we go. That way we don't have the stem in our mix. We're just going to put that right in there. Oh, there's a little stem. Let's get you out of there. Oh, oh my gosh. This smells amazing. And this is going to feed your family for many, many meals. If you want to cut the portion sizes down, you can definitely do that. Look how pretty that is. Okay. As I said, we're going to add some cheese to it. I actually had some brie left over, a little bit different than using mozzarella. This is a nice, easy melting cheese as well. I just took the brie and I just cut it up, and I'm just going to add that on top of our bake here. Oh, that's going to melt down into there beautifully. Let me give my hands a little wash. I'm going to pop this down into the 400-degree oven. It's going to get nice and browned. In we go. While that's in there, we already have our basil ready to go. We're going to take a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Again, this is my fresh, it's a hard Parmesan cheese that we're going to go ahead and take off nice long strips of it. Woo! So nice long strips using my cheese knife. There we go. And that's going to go on top. It's going to go in the, we're going to be in the oven there for about maybe 5 minutes because our turkey was just about finished. We wanted our tomatoes to stay a little bit whole in there. As you saw that they really held that life to them. And we're going to, this is going to be gorgeous. You know, I can never say enough about Parmesan cheese, about how it's so important. Buy the hard stuff. Don't buy the cheese that's already grated or shredded. You want to get, you get the full nuttiness of it when you do it this way. It'll go right on top. You could use a cheese grater if you wanted to for this. I wanted to go a little bit more rustic today with the nice big long slices on top. You could even put this on your table for people to do by themselves if you wanted to at service. Okay, I'm going to finish this cheese up. When I come back, we're going to be able to pull our carrot noodle mix out of the oven and we're going to have a great meal. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've been in the oven now for about 5-7 minutes at 400 degrees. We're going to go ahead and pull out our carrot noodle bake and see what we've got. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. That looks absolutely fantastic. You see we've got the juice from the turkey and tomato mix has helped to cook our carrots. Oh my gosh, so happy about this. Our cheese has melted down in there. We're going to stir that up a little bit in there. Oh, so good. We're going to go ahead and we're going to plate this up now. So we've got our carrot noodles. And then we're going to make sure that we've got some of our tomato and turkey mix on there. Imagine this. You put a nice little salad on the side for this. What a great meal this is going to be. We're going to do some of our Parmesan cheese right on top there. A little bit of fresh basil to add a little pop of freshness to us there. And I think I'm going to dig right in. Yum. Manischewitz. Let's get a little bit of everything in there. Turkey, carrot, tomato, basil, cheese. You can't beat this meal. Folks, I don't miss the pasta in this. It is absolutely delicious. I'm Brooke Haggerty. I'm the food chick, and this is your carrot pasta.